A staff member at the Henry Dorley Zoo is recovering tonight after being stung by a stingray while working in the lead jungle.
Yeah, the zoo tells 6 News the accident happened when the employee was servicing a habitat and the stingray bar went through their protective rubber boots. The staff member was taken to the hospital. While a stinger from the animal can be very painful, the zoo says this is a non-life-threatening situation. The zoo will be reviewing the area where the accident happened to see if they need to adapt safety practices.